Good morning. How are you guys this Wednesday morning? Today, we're standing up. I'm not going to do any renegade action. I'm not going to make a TikTok video today, although I think I'm getting really good at this movement. But I'm here with Malia and Paige. Malia and Paige both went to Cherry Preschool, and they both had so much fun there that when they left, I stayed. Malia, what is your favorite memory of Cherry Preschool?
When we made our room into an ocean and made a big yellow submarine.
They made a yellow submarine. They sang a song too called Yellow Submarine. Paige, what was your favorite?
When we made animals from a farm and a tractor.
Oh yeah, you guys made your tractor. Pretty amazing. And this week they both had really cool Cherry Preschool stuff happen because Paige got to talk on FaceTime for like an hour with one of her friends who was in the red room with her and then the blue room, but they don't go to the same school, but they still come to each other's birthday parties and they still go on play dates and they were on the same soccer team for a few years. So yay, friends from Cherry. And then Malia has a friend who she has been friends with for 9 years, and her friend just made her this birthday video and it showed pictures of them from when they built the yellow submarine in the blue room, and they were together and they were so little, and now look, she's almost as tall as me. Oh. And she doesn't go to school with this friend either. That's the joy of Cherry Preschool, is you get to meet all these people and then you stay friends with them. How amazing. So today we are going to go on a space adventure, which is why we're standing up. You guys ready? So you guys have to stand up. If you have brothers or sisters with you, you can do this too. Hold on just a second as I get this music going. Are you guys ready? It says 3, 2, 1. You guys have to. Hey, you guys can get up and dance. Astronauts really love to dance.
An adventure in space.
You're dancing.
Get ready to blast off for a trip into space. It's time to get into our spacesuits. Step in with one leg, and now the other leg. Put in one arm, and now the other arm. Good job. Now that we're all suited up, let's step into the launch pad elevator and ride up to the spaceship. The doors are open. Now step inside our spacecraft. We make ready to blast off. Fasten your safety belts and hold on tight.
Seatbelts, dudes.
All systems go. Minus 10 and counting.
Hold
9,
on.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. We're in outer space. And now we prepare to leave our spacecraft and take a walk in space. Put on your air tanks. Tighten your helmet. Make sure the lines are attached safely around your waist so you won't drift away. Okay, let's open the door. Get ready to jump into space. 1, 2, 3, jump! Now that we're outside the spacecraft, we float freely about. Slowly. It feels just like we're swimming. Ever so lazily. Look out! A shower of meteors! Move about! Don't let them hit you! Keep dodging those meteors! Don't stop moving! Whew, it's over. Everyone stop moving. We're safe. Now, let's pull our safety line so we can return to our space shuttle. Pull with one hand, and now the other hand. One hand and the other hand. Keep pulling. Good. Now, let's climb inside our spacecraft. We're inside and safe at last. Now, take off your air tanks and your helmet and fasten your safety belts.
This is Houston Control. This is Houston Control. Prepare for re-entry. Prepare for re-entry.
Now, let's prepare our space shuttle for re-entry. Get ready to start engines. When I count to 3, push your starter button on the computer console. 1, 2, 3. Good job. And now home we go. Home to Earth. Get ready for re-entry. Everybody hold tight as we break the sound barrier. Well done. You're a great crew. Now hold on to that steering wheel as we begin our glide into the airport. Look out the window. Here come some jets to escort us in. Look, there's the airport. Hold on to that steering wheel and let's bring the space shuttle down. Nice and easy. We're almost home. Touchdown. Great landing. You're sure good pilots. And now we taxi to a stop. Now let's open the door to the spaceship. Wow! What a surprise! Listen to that crowd. And look at those TV cameras. What a hero's welcome. Wave to the crowd.
How much fun was that? Amazing! Thanks, crew. We made it back safely. I hope you guys did too. All right, we gotta move just a little bit. Okay. Do you guys want to make the spacecraft over? Go on that side. Okay. How awesome was our space adventure? Totally cool. And thank goodness that Paige and Malia were here to help. So far, we have talked about telescopes and they help us see things in outer space when we're on the Earth, right? We can look up at the stars. Have you seen any? Lately, there have been a lot of meteor showers going on. Something's happening, I forget. And then we talked about all the planets and how the planets all orbit around the sun. And we share all the same sun, which is actually a star. It's not the sun. It is the sun, but it's a huge star that we all orbit around. So we learned about the planets and we learned about telescopes. And today we're going to talk about traveling to space. So today, for calendar, I brought my friend Luciana. So cool. She's dressed as an astronaut. She totally is an astronaut. She is going to space. Now, something really cool that I learned about astronauts is when you're in outer space and you're floating around and there's no gravity, well, you can't see each other's faces. So you can't see that smile on the face because actually the shields that they wear in space are shiny, so you can't see through it. So every astronaut has their own, quote, mark, and that is the stripes on their legs of their outfit. So all the astronauts from NASA in the United States will have a different stripe pattern. So some might have a red stripe, just a single red stripe. Some people might have one single blue stripe on the right leg and nothing on the left leg. Or some people might have two red stripes on both legs. So that's how they know who each other are. And when you're up in outer space, there's not that many to choose from. So you'll know, well, maybe Sally had two blue stripes on her leg, while Luciana has a red stripe on each leg, and then they can talk to each other and know who each other are by just looking at their outfits. How cool is that? The other cool thing that astronauts have is this really cool mirror. And it's actually so they can see like what time it is, and stuff from their chest, it reflects on there and they can see it and it reflects on it. The other cool thing, this is so funny, is that if you open up these shields, but you can't do that in space, astronauts, they get itchy noses. Itchy noses happen in outer space too. And there is a tiny bit of like Velcro, you know how we sit on our Velcro names in the purple room? Well, the bottom side of it is a little rough, like if you think of your shoes. So inside their helmets, they have a tiny little square of Velcro. So if they start itching, well, they can't itch with these and go, and get it in their helmets. They just move their head around and go, and it itches. How cool is that? They think of everything at NASA. There's actually a scientist that thinks about how they're going to itch their nose in outer space. How cool is that? So today, let's greet our fabulous day. All right. So yesterday, when we were together, it was Tuesday, May 5th, 2020. And if yesterday was Tuesday, let's sing it. It goes Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's Wednesday. It is Wednesday today. Thank goodness. And yesterday was the number 5. So today might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And check out this crazy pattern. It goes blue, green, fuchsia. I don't know what's going to come next today. Do you think it's going to be blue? Do you think it'll be green? Do you think it'll be another fuchsia? Well, if you're sitting at home, wherever you're watching this, and you said it was going to be a yellow circle, then bam, great job. It's a yellow circle. Now, if you guessed it was a yellow circle, that was pretty amazing, because now our crazy pattern goes blue, green, fuchsia, yellow. Wonder, do we see a pattern yet? Let's see what tomorrow brings us, right? All right. So, let's get down to business here. I need to see if you guys are all with us. So, do we have somebody whose first letter, that means the very first letter in your name, and usually it's the big letter. You write it, if you use lowercase and capital letters, it's the capital letter, so it's the very first one. So my name starts with the letter S. Now, I have an A-R-A-H in it, but the first letter of my name is S. So right now, I am thinking really hard of a friend whose first letter is the letter R. And then we're going to get tricky, and we're going to say, and whose last letter of the name, so The last letter in my name is H. So it's S-A-R-A-H. The first letter is S and the last letter is H. So right now I'm thinking of somebody whose name starts with an R and ends with an I. And if you were guessing somebody named Remy, whose name is R-E-M-I, right on. Okay, I'm thinking of somebody with a really long name, and it starts with a J, and it ends with an N, and his name is Jonathan. My next friend I have to check on is somebody who starts with a C and ends with an I, has really curly hair, whose name is Cece, C-E-C-I. My next friend, she starts with the letter C, ends with the letter E. Now, we have a couple friends in our class that this could be, but today, this one is Caroline, C-A-R-O-L-I-N-E, Caroline. My next friend is somebody who begins with the letter E and ends with the letter T. And there are 2 M's, 2 T's, and 2 E's in his name. How cool is that? And his name is Emmett, E-M-M-E-T-T. Woo! My next friend begins with the letter O and ends with the letter A. And this friend's name is Aurelia, O-R-E-L-I-A. My next friend is this is the tricky one. First letter is a C, last letter is an E. And this friend's name is Charlie, C-H-A-R-L-I-E, Charlie. Now this friend's name starts with a T and ends with a Y. And this friend may be kind of silly sometimes. And if you guessed Tilly, right on, T-I-L-L-Y. This one starts with an R, ends with a Y, and her name is Ruby, R-U-B-Y, Ruby. Now this friend is the only person in our class whose name begins with a Z, ends with an E, and only has 1 letter between those 2 letters. And this friend's name is Zoe, Z-O-E, Zoe. This friend's name begins with the letter T and ends with the letter I. And this friend's name is Tommy, T-O-M-M-Y. This friend's name starts with an H, ends with an N, and has an Harrison in the middle of the H and the N. This friend's name is Harrison, H-A-R-R-I-S-O-N. This next friend is one of the many people who start with the letter A. This friend's name ends with the letter N. And this friend's name is Aiden, A-I-D-E-N. My next friend's name starts with the letter J, ends with the letter H. And this friend's name is Jonah, J-O-N-A-H. My next friend's name starts with the letter E, ends with the letter N, and maybe has an M and an E and an R and an S and an O in there too. And this friend's name is Emerson, E-M-E-R-S-O-N. My next friend also begins with the letter E, and this friend ends with the letter E. So there's an E at the front and an E at the end. This friend's name is Eleanor, E-L-E-A-N-O-R-E. Nice. And Eleanor sometimes goes by Ellie, which I believe also ends with the letter E. Awesome. This next friend's name starts with the letter A and ends with the letter G. And this friend's name is Augie, A-U-G-I-E, Augie. This friend's name begins with the letter N, ends with the letter A, and has 1 letter in between her name. It's Noah, N-O-A, Noah. My next friend's name starts with the letter A, ends with the letter T. His name is August, A-U-G-U-S-T. August. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited that you guys are all here. Okay, so everything stays. Check out this picture. This is an astronaut doing work. I think at the International Space Station, probably fixing something. check it out. He or she is all connected, so they don't float away into outer space. Let's look and try to find pictures of rocket ships. We have been trying to fly to outer space for a while now, and we have. There are people that fly to outer space all the time. There are actually just astronauts that just landed. These are all pictures taken by astronauts or by satellites in outer space. That is actually a picture of a huge storm on Earth. It's called a hurricane, but that's taken from outer space. So meteorologists, you know, those weather scientists, they use space to learn about the weather. We also use things called rovers. And these rovers go, they can go to Mars without an astronaut. They can go to the moon with an astronaut, although it hasn't happened for a while. There are all sorts of things. We have space shuttles that go up. It says shuttle and space stations. The United States developed the space shuttle in 1981. I was in preschool in 1981, so that was a long time ago. Its great advantage over earlier spacecraft was that it could be reused. This greatly reduced the cost of space travel. The shuttle had small living compartments for the crew and a larger compartment to transport satellites and satellite repair modules. The first space station was launched by the Soviet Union from 1971 to 1986. The U.S. launched its first in 1973, and the International Space Station was first launched in 1998. Dozens of astronauts and scientists have visited these floating space laboratories for weeks or months, and almost a year at a time. How cool is that? My kiddos are actually, where's my other book? Sorry guys, I'm trying to find our super chapter book. Now Paige, let me borrow this just to show you guys. When you're in outer space, astronauts have to eat special food. So maybe if you ever go to Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, you get like the freeze-dried strawberries that are like the dried out strawberries that are really crunchy. That's astronaut food. It's freeze-dried food. They even get ice cream in space, because probably astronauts celebrate birthdays and holidays, and they need treats like ice cream. So you can get astronaut ice cream too. How cool is that? All right, our chapter book. Remember, Mae Jemison applied for NASA. We have read 2 chapters of it. She's from Chicago. She applied to NASA. She was a ballerina. See, we were dancing astronauts not so long ago today. Mae Jemison also liked to dance. Chapter 3, Dreams About Space. Mae was chosen by NASA in 1987, but she wasn't an astronaut yet. She was an astronaut candidate. A candidate is somebody who is applying for a particular job. Astronaut candidates have to take classes and work hard to learn new things before they are given the title astronaut. One thing Mae had to learn before she could go into space was that what it was like to be weightless. Astronauts call this microgravity. Gravity is the force that keeps humans and everything else from floating off Earth and into space. But in space, you only feel a tiny, tiny amount of gravity's pull. Astronauts need to be able to do their jobs while they're weightless. One way to learn how to do this is by flying in a special airplane. The plane makes people sick to their stomachs. The plane's name is the Vomit Comet. Ugh. Mae also needed to learn how to survive in the wilderness and in the water. That was in her case. Her spaceship landed in the wrong. That was in case her spaceship landed in the wrong place when it came back to Earth. After a year of hard training, Mae was finally named an astronaut. Not all astronauts fly into space. Many work on Earth, helping the astronauts who are in space. At first, Mae worked as one of NASA's astronaut scientists on Earth. But what she really wanted was to blast off into space herself, and she did as a science mission specialist. Science mission specialists perform experiments among many other jobs in space. And look at this. One of the trainings is to go in water, and they have to learn how to land in water because that's how space shuttles land. that was a quick chapter, but how cool was that? So tomorrow we will read chapter 4. Right now, I will show you what we're gonna make. Hold on just a second. I need to find my assistants here. Hey, Malia. They took all of my materials to make a spaceship, a rocket ship. All right, Malia, come help. Get your rocket ship. We're gonna make rocket ships today. And what you need for this rocket ship, what you start with, a toilet paper roll. How awesome. And if you don't have a toilet paper roll, could you use a paper towel roll and make it a really long spaceship, or cut it to whatever size you want? Okay, here we go. Malia, come teach us how to make this fabulous. So first we're gonna start off with a toilet paper roll. Skinny, what do we do with the toilet paper roll?
You take a small piece of paper and you roll it up so it's a little cone, like this. And then you just kind of put it into...
Can you take? Here. I'm going to help her by taping a little bit of it. So you just kind of make a cone out of paper. Now, if you need help doing this, you can ask a brother or sister, or a mom, or a dad, or you could just figure it out yourself, right? All right, what do you do now, Malia?
Then you take some tin foil.
Tin foil. Definitely ask your mom and dad if you can use this. If you can't find tin foil, it doesn't have to be a silver spaceship. It can be white. It can be the color brown. It can be a green spaceship. It could be a blingy, sparkly ruby. I might be talking to you about this if it's covered in gems. It's totally cool too. So what do? We wrap.
You wrap it.
So we're just wrapping the toilet paper roll in tin foil. Very complicated 7th grade artwork happening right now.
I had a little too much.
She got a little too much tin foil, so it's a very thick space shuttle. It's okay. Then what do we do?
Then we take... Oh, that's right.
Oh. Now, we actually had what is this called? Tissue paper at our house. So we have red tissue paper. Now, if you had red or orange or yellow or pink, or even whatever color you wanted to, or if you have construction paper that are these colors, you can totally do this. If you want to make up your own, maybe you have ribbon that's red or orange, basically a color of fire is what we're looking for. So if you have ribbon, you can put ribbon coming out of it. All right, now that Malia has shown you how to make the one out of a toilet paper container, Paige decided that she was going to make one just a little bit bigger and use a party hat. Do you think that would make a really good rocket ship? I think so. So Paige, what do we do? First, this?
Yeah.
First, wrap it in tin foil. Ugh. We're going to have to use sparingly because this is the end of the tin foil. Yeah. We can pretend it's all on there, right? We can use our imagination. Do you want to help me squish? Okay. So far, it looks like a silver party hat. Paige, check out, and Paige found not just red tissue paper, but she found this little pom-pom. How cool is that? Paige, let's put that on the inside. Let's make our rocket ships go. I don't know why I'm doing your work for it. Here, you do the inside. Tape. So, whatever you have, whether it is a birthday hat, or a toilet paper roll, or a paper towel roll, or some paper that you want to draw something, like a rocket ship, go for it. Is there a wrong or a right way to do this, Paige?
No.
Not at all. Could your rocket ship be hot pink? For sure. Could your rocket ship be blue? For sure. Do you want to show us, Paige? And this. Check that out. So you guys go and make some fabulous, fabulous rocket ships. Paige, thank you for being an astronaut today. Malia, thanks for being an astronaut today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Bye.